Yo, what up YouTube? Welcome back to the video. Today's video is 5 quick tips for Gibraltar. Now, these tips are mainly going to focus on your role as Gibraltar and especially your role when you're on the team. So if you guys follow these tips, I promise it'll help you become a better teammate. And on top of that, it'll help you know exactly what you should be doing in your next fight to help you and your team win. So hope you guys enjoy these tips and enjoy. Alright guys, very first tip is to be main focused. The reason why you want to be main focused is for one, you have the most health in the game. Take advantage of that. Number two, when you take main focus, it keeps your team up a lot longer. They're able to heal up whatever they need to do until they get into the fight. And the way to take main focus is to play extremely aggressive, always in front of the enemy's face, and make sure that you're always in front of your teammates as well, so you can apply that pressure and force people to look at you instead of your teammates. Now, if you ever struggle with your teammates or randoms ever going down always in every single fight, make sure you're taking the main focus so they can stay up a little bit longer. And if you're a better player than they are, you'll be able to survive a lot longer than they will, and they'll still be up because you're taking main focus. So that's a good thing to look forward to, is to always try to take main focus while you're in fights. Alright guys, the second tip is to always be mobile. So that might sound a little strange coming from like a character that has the biggest hitbox with no escape, nothing like that. Your bubble is your mobility. Whenever you place down bubble, make sure if you have great map awareness, you can catch off angles like I did up here. I'm able to, instead of staying down low where I threw my bubble, I'm able to climb up and still play my bubble and have great mobility. So unlike characters like Wraith and Pathfinder where they can escape and get high ground and stuff like that, your bubble is going to be your best way of climbing up, catching off angles. So make sure you're doing that in fights, because when you're standing still, like if I was just standing still right here, I would have been very easy for anyone to walk in there and just kill me. I can go in and out all I want, but I'm very predictable when I'm going to do so. So when I leave this room and I know I have high grounds because of great map awareness, I know I can keep shooting from this bubble, and as long as I crouch inside here, I still have a lot of room to work with. And it catches them off guard because they don't expect a Gibraltar to be up this high. So make sure you're always moving around. Make sure you're playing unpredictable, because if you're staying down low, again, you're going to be very predictable. The enemy knows exactly when to shoot you when you're going in and out. This way, they don't know exactly what you're going to do. You can jump off this, get the low ground again. You can keep high ground. So make sure you're playing unpredictable and always moving in the bubble. This will help you win a lot more fights, especially when you need to clutch up. Alright guys, the third tip is to protect your teammates after you res them. When you throw down bubble and you res them, don't run backwards with them, because more than likely the enemy that just knocked them wants to re-knock them, so they're going to force their way in the bubble and try to shoot them as they're running out. So your best thing to do is just like the #1 tip, is to take main focus and protect your teammates. So immediately turn around, stop them from going any further, and let your teammate take a bat. Now, if you have a gold bag, it's going to be huge because your teammate's going to be able to help fight with you. But if you don't have gold bag, you have to protect them. Let them take a bat, and then they're going to be able to jump right back in the fight as long as you're helping protect them. If you don't protect them, you run back with your teammate, more likely they're going to get knocked again, and you're not going to be able to get them up because you just waste your bubble. So step in front of your teammate while they take a bat and just take the brunt of the damage. Do as much damage to stay alive as long as possible, and eventually your teammate's going to be able to come back in the fight with you. Alright guys, so the fourth tip is to always keep fighting no matter what health you have. You have an arm shield, abuse it as much as possible. So right here, I go ahead and hip fire, I take a lot of damage, I bubble, and this goes back to the first tip of taking main focus. So I took the main focus from the Ashe, and now I'm taking main focus from the Valkyrie, so my teammates can fight for free. And right here, even though I have no HP, I still have my arm shield available. So I sit there, I ADS until my arm shield pops up, and I'm able to pop out and still play aggressive. I hit her for 81. Now I go to Thirst, and I'm looking for the Pathfinder. I didn't see him grapple past me, but I still want to be in the fight to help my teammate out. So if you guys are ever in the situation where it's a 3v3 and you have no HP, keep in the fight. There's no reason to back up fully. You're going to be the best person on your team to take these close range fights, and with your arm shield you still have health to fight with. So just keep fighting no matter what it is, and you can come out on top just because of your arm shield and your arm shield alone. So make sure you take advantage of it, and just again keep fighting even with low HP. Alright guys, so last but not least is do as much damage as you possibly can in your fights, and it will help you guys win a lot more fights as long as you do a lot of damage. If you sit there and get in a fight and you don't do any damage at all, more than likely your team's not going to win that fight. So you have to make sure you do the majority of the damage and stay up as long as possible to do that damage. So I stay up the entire time, do as much damage as fire go down, and my teammate's able to clutch up just because of the big numbers I put out to help my teammate. So again, this kind of ties up all the tips I've already gave you guys. Is this first tip is to pretty much protect your teammates. Even though I don't res him, Now he doesn't get thirsty because I bubble forward. Now, again, it's about mobility and taking main focus. So I go from my bubble to his bubble because I'm not being predictable. I'm not going to sit there and stay in my bubble. I want to push this guy and just take the main focus and be aggro. So I take main focus. I'm able to knock the game, make it a 2v2 situation. And even though I have low HP compared to my teammate, I want to stay up and make sure I'm still taking main focus and I'm still playing no matter how much HP I have. So I go to res, I stop the res, hit the Bloodhound for 77. Again, I am trying to do as much damage as possibly can, keep main focus before I go down, so my teammate can clean up and win the fight for us. And I hit the Wraith for 100, so it was a good way of, even though I got knocked and I can't help my teammate, I did as much damage as I possibly could, and we're able to win because of the damage that I did. And also, me bubbling my teammate at the very beginning, I'm able to protect him from getting thirsted, and now we all three can reset, be all rezzed. So this was 5 quick tips. Hope you guys enjoyed. As you guys can tell from a lot of these tips, they kind of combine into one. You kind of want to do all these tips pretty much combined, and just think about when you're fighting, you want to take main focus. If you have low HP, just keep trying to fight until you get down. Do as much damage as possible before you get down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed these tips. Hopefully they helped out a lot, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.